hard for me to actually vote yes on this. Even if I'm shooting myself in the foot, I don't know if I can.
Residents of Sunderland gathered on Tuesday, February 28th, at the Sunderland Elementary School to learn more about a wide-ranging school consolidation proposal driven by Act 46. The audience of about 40 people came armed with numerous questions about the school district merger proposal, which, if passed during March town meeting, would lead to the town's school district becoming part of the proposed Taconic and Green Regional School District. Members of the Northshire Merger Study Committee who presented the case for going forward with the consolidation of the 7 area school districts, which include Manchester, Dorset, Danby, Mount Tabor, UD23, a union district formed by Danby and Mount Tabor, and the Mountain Towns Red District of Londonderry, Peru, Landgrove, and Weston, along with Sunderland, were questioned closely about how the consolidation affected current school choice options, as well as how the town fared financially. Sunderland receives a significant amount of revenue each year from the federal government through a program known as Impact Aid, which compensates the town for the large amount of national forest land inside the town's boundaries, and which is also, therefore, undevelopable. If the merger goes forward, that revenue would become part of the assets of the new regional district. Money that's currently in the kitty, some $1.4 million, would be used to drive down the Sunderland tax rate for the first 4 years and used for improvement projects at the local school. Meanwhile, the liabilities of the other districts involved in the merger add up to about $2 million, and some residents were concerned that they would in effect be picking up the tab for expenses they didn't have a chance to vote on originally.
Over $2 million.
Specifically
Other
what?
districts owe, like Manchester, which is not a poverty town.
Right.
But anyway, we're going to be taxed for the foreseeable future to pay $2 million worth of Landgrove and Manchester, Danby's debt.
Yeah.
What do we get out of it?
Essentially, that is how it goes.
Yeah.
But I want to offer this, though, in thinking about this. Part of the idea of this merger is that, we are going to be educating our kids. Our kids are going to be benefiting from some of these resources, right? We have a good amount of kids that go to MILs. So while they carry a bond, that bond has been used to the school to improve it and make sure that our 7th and 8th graders that are there are being properly taken care of as well, and that they're in a safe building. And I put it to you this way because I encourage you to consider that in 5 or 10 years, if we do merge, this is how we're going to be looking at it. I know it's a tough pill to swallow now, but it is, I guess I could say it is going to be serving all of our students at some point.
Other questions dealt with school choice. Sunderland currently operates a kindergarten to 6th grade school and tuitions out its 7th and 8th graders. Under the new proposal, the choices would be limited to the Manchester Elementary Middle School, the Dorset School, or the Floodbrook Union School. A grandfather clause, built into the agreement, however, would enable younger siblings to attend the same schools as their older brothers or sisters until 2020. Another question asked was where would this leave school choice with the neighboring district of Arlington, which may eventually wind up entering the Bennington-Rutland Supervisory Union at a later date.
If Arlington were to join the BRSU, would then Sunderland be permitted to send 7th and 8th grade kids to Arlington, or would they be bound to stay in the Taconic district? The reason I'm asking that is that we have between a third and a half of our kids go to Arlington, the way it is now. And I'm sure that percentage of parents would like to keep that choice.
The only answer I can give to you is that we don't know right now. It's something that we have thought about discussing and bringing up. There is no provision in the law, necessarily the Vermont law, that says that you can go among districts that way, that I know of at least. But it doesn't mean that we do our best to work that out. But at least I couldn't say yes or no.
I'm Herb Ogden. I'm a member of the Merger Study Committee from Mount Tabor. And of course, we have the same issue. But one thing you want to bear in mind regarding the lack of certainty about what's going to happen is that if Sunderland or Mount Tabor votes this down, there's also uncertainty. All we know then is that the State Board of Ed is going to assign us somewhere. We don't know where, and we know even less about what might happen with 7th and 8th grade under those circumstances.
Sunderland is one of 3 advisory towns, meaning that a no vote there wouldn't derail the merger proposal if the three necessary districts, Manchester, Dorset, and the mountain towns red, all vote yes. If Sunderland opts out, Sunderland would have to develop another merger proposal by next November and would lose its annual state small schools grant of $83,000, as well as the tax incentives that go along with the Taconic and Green merger. Those incentives, combined with the impact aid reserves, would see the town's tax rate driven down sharply in the first fiscal year the district is in place and capped at a 5% increase for the next few years. If Sunderland voters approve the merger proposal during town meeting voting scheduled for next Tuesday, March 7th, and the district is formed, Sunderland would have one seat on a 13-member board of directors that would run the district. There would be one budget covering all the school districts, and after 4 years, all the districts would have the same tax rate. The new school board would take effect this coming July, but the first year would be a transitional one, and the new board would not become fully operational until July of 2018. For the GNAT TV News Project, I'm Andrew McKeever.